Something strange happens when potatoes are allowed to grow the way they were meant to grow, not pampered, not overworked, just partnered with soil life and left alone. This forgotten method has been hiding in plain sight for generations, and once you understand it, potato yields stop being a struggle and start feeling almost unfair. If you've ever planted potatoes and wondered why the harvest never matched the effort, stay with me. This changes everything. Potatoes are not weak plants. They evolved to survive underground pressure, inconsistent moisture, and heavy microbial competition. When we overdig, over-fertilize, and overhill, we break the very system that feeds them. The lost potato method works because it removes disturbance and lets soil biology do the heavy lifting. Tubers don't want loose, lifeless soil. They want active soil, fungal networks, bacteria, decomposing organic matter releasing nutrients slowly and steadily. This method doesn't force potatoes to grow, it invites them. So, the lost potato method is actually a shallow-set, no-dig planting system that's built on continuous organic cover. Instead of using trenches, towers, or, repeated hilling, potatoes are just placed right below the soil surface and then buried under a thick living mulch. This mulch feeds the soil as it breaks down. Over time, what's really interesting is that the potato plants send their roots downward while the tubers actually form upward into that soft organic layer. The soil stays cool, moist, and, honestly, very much alive. The secret isn't really the potato itself, it's actually the environment you create around it. Alright, so first, choose a spot that gets full sun and drains reasonably well. You do not dig. You do not turn the soil. If grass is present, just cut it short and leave the clippings in place. If the soil is bare, go ahead and lightly water it to wake up microbial activity. On top of the soil, add a thin base layer of finished compost, about 2 inches thick. This is not fertilizer, it's inoculation. It introduces microbes that will colonize the mulch layer above. Now, place your seed potatoes directly on top of this compost layer, spacing them about 12 inches apart. Cut seed potatoes should have at least 2 healthy eyes and be allowed to dry for 24 hours before planting to prevent rot. Now, you'll want to cover the potatoes with about 8 to 10 inches of loose organic mulch. You can use straw, dried leaves, shredded garden waste, or even aged hay. Any of these will work just fine. It's important that the mulch stays fluffy and not compacted, since those little air pockets really matter. This is actually where most of the tubers are going to form. As the mulch settles over time, you'll just need to add a bit more, but, honestly, only once or twice during the season. There's no need for constant hilling or disturbing the soil at all. The mulch acts as a slow-release nutrient source, while also protecting moisture and temperature. This single layer, believe it or not, replaces hours of labor. Mix 1 cup of worm castings or finished compost into 10 liters of clean water. Stir well and let it steep for 12 hours, and, if you can, give it a stir once or twice during that time. Do not seal the container. Oxygen really does matter here. After planting and before applying the mulch, pour about 500 milliliters of this mixture directly onto the soil beneath each seed potato. This introduces active microbes right where roots will emerge. You only do this once. No weekly feeding, no bottled inputs. The soil takes it from there. Traditional potato growing fights gravity. This method works with it. As organic matter breaks down, nutrients move downward while tubers form upward into soft, protected material. The plant experiences no stress from compacted soil, temperature swings, or moisture loss. Because the soil is never disturbed, fungal networks remain intact. These fungi extend the root system and deliver phosphorus and micronutrients directly to the plant. The result is more tubers per plant and more uniform sizing. Gardeners using this method often harvest 2 to 3 times more potatoes from the same space without increasing fertilizer or water. Alright, so, Water deeply at planting and then only when the top few inches of mulch feel dry. The mulch, dramatically reduces evaporation. Overwatering is actually more dangerous than underwatering here because, well, constantly wet conditions can rot tubers. A slow soak once every 7 to 10 days is usually enough, depending on your climate. The goal here is consistent moisture, not saturation. If rain is regular, you may not need to water at all after establishment. When plants reach about 12 inches tall, go ahead and add another 4 to 6 inches of mulch around the stems, just making sure to leave the top leaves exposed. This step, encourages additional tuber formation higher up without actually burying the plant. Do not remove flowers. And, do not cut foliage early either. Let the plant complete its natural cycle. The more energy it stores underground, the heavier the harvest will be. Yellowing foliage near the end of the season is actually a sign of success, not failure. When the foliage has completely died back, simply pull back the mulch with your hands. Most tubers will be sitting clean and dry within the organic layer. No forks, no broken potatoes, no digging. Any potatoes you miss will often sprout the following season, which is why this method earned its name. The garden quietly plants itself. It doesn't sell products, it doesn't require tools, and, it doesn't look impressive until harvest day. But it works because it respects how soil actually functions. The lost potato method isn't lazy gardening, it's intelligent restraint. It trades effort for understanding and, honestly, rewards patience with abundance. If you want massive potato yields without trenches, towers, or exhaustion, this method belongs in your garden. It builds soil instead of depleting it. It simplifies the process without sacrificing results, and once you try it, you'll never go back to digging rows again. If this helped you see potatoes and soil differently, subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles for more grounded, time-tested growing wisdom. Share this with a gardener who's still fighting their soil. Let the soil do the work.